What's up, guys? I'm Josh Newland. This is my off-season series, Season 3, Episode 4. In this video, I'm going to show you guys what I eat in a day, and I'm also going to answer the question, who is the player I analyze the most?
Josh Newland, keeping an attempt on goal from happening.
So just getting straight into it, nutrition is a huge part of any footballer's career. Just day to day, it's one of the most important things to do right. And it's one of those things that if you have bad nutrition, you might not know how much better you feel until you eat right. And then once you eat right, you just wonder, why didn't I start this sooner? And to be honest, it's something that if you want to get to the next level, you're just gonna have to do it. Nobody gets through a whole career and makes it pro, makes it to the top level without getting their diet right, at least eventually. So what I eat in a typical day is important to me. I try to minimize the cheat meals, the cheat days, and honestly, not that I'm just depriving myself, but really I do feel worse, the worse that I eat, the worse food that I eat. So I'm gonna show you guys some examples, just an example day of what I eat. Starting out, most important meal of the day, breakfast. Normally I have a fairly light breakfast because I like to eat, and then I always like to either work out or go to the field and train first thing in the morning. I just need a little bit of energy in my system. So a typical kind of breakfast for me, I'll have a waffle, and put some peanut butter and honey on there, and I also like to have some kind of fruit, whether that be a banana, apple, grapes, something like that with it. So I've already got one of my servings of fruits and veggies for the day. I've got a little bit of protein, a little bit of fat in there, some carbs, and just nothing that really fills me up, but enough that I won't be starving going through my workout. So once I get home again, this will normally be around lunchtime, and this is when I'll get a full proper meal in. On this day, just had some leftovers from dinner from the last night. Had some ramen noodles, chicken, and salad. Really good tasting. The only bad thing I might say would probably be the noodles aren't the best thing, but still getting some carbs in there. Some more servings of fruit and veggies are an essential protein, carbs after a workout. Just good tasting, good for you, and this is when I eat a bit more, really fill myself up. Then once that mid-afternoon hits again, start feeling hungry a little bit again, I'll just try and have a light snack. So I try and minimize the cheat foods, the cheat meals, and I wouldn't suggest or recommend eating cereal. In this case, I had some Rice Krispies, which is not the worst kind of cereal. But there's better things out there than that. But I just had a little bit of cereal, one bowl, some milk, some grapes on the side. So again, trying to at least have something healthy along with it. And this is the middle of afternoon as well, so I'm not going to go train right after. And this wasn't right after training either, so it shouldn't be affecting my performance at training or the gym that much. Then we go to about 6:30 at night. And this one I'll have another snack. I don't like to eat a whole lot before going to practice, and this is what I'm eating right before is practice here. So I just kind of grab this on the go. There's some little granola bite packs, and I also had a banana with me as well, so just getting some carbs in there, a little bit of protein, but again, just some energy, nothing too much, but enough to have a clear mind and be ready for practice. And a few hours later, typically this is about 9:30 or so, last meal of the day, have a proper dinner, full meal again. In this case, had some chicken again, had some spinach ravioli, and then some stir-fry kind of veggie mix. So again, getting those fruits and veggies in there, protein, some carbs, just everything you need right there in a meal, and eating a bit more this time because I'm done. I need to recover after a full day of training, working out. And of course, this is what I eat in a day, but I also think, how could I not mention what I drink? And all I drink is water, and I try and drink a lot of it. And I've realized a lot of the times when I'm wanting to have a snack, I want to have a little bit more to eat after. One of the best tips I've learned is, first of all, if you just got done eating, just give yourself a 5-minute break at least. Before you go order more food or before you make another plate, So that way you can really know, and your body takes a moment to know, is that enough? Or am I really that hungry that I do need more? Or is it just because I'm in the mode and I want to keep going? Because again, just like eating the wrong foods, overeating also, it's not good for you. You don't feel good after. So that's one little tip I had. Another one, when it comes to not eating too much, is a lot of times you're just thirsty. A lot of times when you think you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. If you just down a glass of water, you probably won't feel as hungry or hungry at all after that. And you do need to be drinking a lot of water. You know, just kind of an average thing is a gallon a day. Another general rule of thumb is you want your pee to be clear, at least close to clear looking. So I always try and keep some kind of bottle or glass of water next to me at all times, just so I make it a habit. So that's what I eat in the day. Hopefully you guys can learn something from that. Like I said, some of those things weren't the absolute healthiest, but as long as you're keeping the unhealthy foods to a minimum, you're gonna feel good, you're gonna play good, and you're just gonna have that confidence that I've been preparing properly. So like always in this series, I pick one question every episode and I answer it. If you guys want your question to be answered in depth in the next video, in the next episode of this series, leave your comments down below. Hit me with your best question, whether it's personal, about my career, you're wanting some advice, whether it's a specific situation or just in general. Whatever it is that you really want an answer to, leave it down in the comments. I'll answer everything, but I will pick one and go in depth like I'm about to do with this one. So my man Caleb Wu, he asked this one. If you guys haven't heard of him, go check out his channel. He'll upload similar content to me, also college soccer player, highly recommend. But he asked, which player do you analyze the most and try to model your game after? So I play center back, so obviously analyzing center backs. And I'm sure I've mentioned this in past videos briefly about favorite player for my position, but I just don't see it getting much better than Van Dijk as far as center backs that are around today. I think if you had to pick one guy who's the best center back, almost everyone would probably pick Van Dijk. He's just built to be a center back. So that is one guy I like analyzing, but really almost any top flight professional center back I want to watch and see how they play, whether it's USL Championship or Premier League. I enjoy just looking up on YouTube and I'll type in a name. It could be Diego Godin versus Barca or something. And I think that's one of the best ways to analyze games. Type in, for example, which I've done with Van Dijk versus Manchester United, Van Dijk versus this team, and it will show you highlights where it's just that one player, and every time they touch the ball, every time they're involved in a play in a game. So you really get to see that individual player, what their style is really like. So it's not that I only watch Van Dijk or I only want to play like him, but if I had to pick one, he would be the one. But not necessarily that I try to model my game after him, but I do see some similarities between myself and Sergio Ramos. I always want to go make a tackle and go be aggressive, but I'm also trying to learn from Van Dijk and seeing how he's patient in certain situations, and he might not be the first to go put in a tackle, but he's very smart and tactical in hard decisions, in hard situations. But obviously Sergio Ramos is not a bad guy to learn from at all. The guy can do it all as a center back, and he has done it all. So he would be another one that comes to mind. So thanks for the question, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you guys that tune in, that leave your comments. I just hope I can help in one way or another, whether it's just advice, it's just something interesting for you guys to watch, something entertaining. But just leave a comment. You can DM me on social media as well. Put my handles here as well. So you can reach out to me individually and leave a comment down below. I appreciate all the feedback, all the support. Thank you guys. If you enjoy this kind of content, please be sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications. That way you'll know whenever I upload. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great week. I will see you in the next video.